One thing that I've always appreciated about Halo that other sci-fi stories and series don't have is its realism. Now hold on, let me finish. In 500 years, right now it just feels possible for a lot of this to exist in that length of time. Other series have floating cities and cars in just 30 or 40 years, and it just doesn't seem very realistic. So today I want to talk about what would happen if the Covenant invaded Earth today, here in 2018. There's been an increase on so much hype on the possibility of aliens visiting us here on Earth in the past. So since part of Halo's history actually does align to our own real history, let's talk about it because it's a super fun topic. How would a human Covenant war be right now? What would happen if the Covenant knocked on our front door? That being Earth. Let's go ahead and get into it. The Astro A50 wireless Halo headset giveaway actually ended on January 15th, and we'll be announcing the winner on the community tab of the HaloFollower YouTube page. But in the meantime, if you didn't win, guys, all you gotta do is follow the Gleam down in the description, and you might win our next giveaway, which is a $150 valued Xbox One Halo 5 Master Chief wireless controller for free. If you just do a couple things down below, you might be the lucky winner for that. All the details are in the Gleam link. So let's go over the very obvious truth. The very blunt thing that many of us are thinking right now is if humans barely survived the Covenant 500 years into the future, how the hell would we survive or anything today? I mean, it would be a bloodbath, right? Well, that would depend. You see, the Covenant could very easily glass us into non-existence here on Earth with how our technology is today. Even if every nation in the world stood together, shared each other's resources and technology, it would still be a bloodbath for humanity. In our real world, we have yet to find any sort of foreigner technology. Huge bummer, right? If you have found any, let me know, by the way. So we can scratch out the Covenants hating us for soiling and spoiling their gods' holy relics, right? Well, this in itself would at least keep us from getting glassed with no questions asked. Though I want to hold it beneath the Covenant, our current levels of technology would be no threat to anything outside of the Covenant ground forces, where honestly we would still be able to hold our own than our future counterparts in the Halo timeline. But the Covenant probably wouldn't want to extinguish us right away, at least not at first. Here is how I think that the Covenants would find Earth. So every time that the Covenant has stopped by a planet, pretty much every time they adopted a new species into their Covenant, into their branches, there was some form of resistance, some form of rebels. And without a doubt, with the craziness of the world as it is here in 2018 and 2017 and before then, and I live in Texas where they literally make guns for toddlers, kids under 6 years old. Of course, there's going to be people that are going to grab a gun and shoot at Covenant soldiers. Now, what is likely to happen, I think, in this theoretical situation, if they were to find Earth right now, here in 2018, today, they would see that we would be perhaps very useful to join the Covenant. Now, if the Covenant recruited the grunts, they will definitely consider recruiting us humans, especially with, even though we may be less technically advanced, the grunts were in a very bad place when the Covenant found them, and so it makes so much sense, especially with the technology, with the promise, the potential of humanity. I think that the elites there at the Covenant, the prophets, would be able to see that potential and say, okay, this is a very ambitious, very feisty and resistant species that might actually shoot a couple nukes and guns at us. You know, they might fire upon us a little bit, but we will teach them the way. They might destroy a couple big cities like New York and Chicago and Hong Kong and Beijing, you know, big cities. And so that might be a way for them to kind of make us submit to their will, because there's no real defeating the Covenant if they do show up. There's really only two big possibilities, is that they come by and maybe glass us or just destroy us completely and then go on their way, or they might start an occupation. And I think that the latter is more likely. An occupation seems to be just so much more likely. I think that they would really consider on recruiting us. Now, what would happen there is that we would probably have the same situation as the grunts, where we were forced into basically going onto their ships and committing their will and doing what they want us to do to join the great journey. What a twist this would be, you know, what a twist to the Halo story. I know this is so unrelated, but I just wanted to mention it. How cool would it be if they did something similar the Covenant did, and actually some members on the Covenant were actually very, very ancient humans that were kind of like enslaved, forced to fight with the Covenant, and then they were actually revealed to the 2,500 humans that we see in Halo. Of course, that's not the case, but I just thought that would be a cool thing to mention. That it'd be some cool fanfic somebody should write for sure. So there is one major setback to this whole situation for humanity if this was to happen, and that is the prophets who may choose to kill most of us off, if not everybody, so we don't ever discover our potential as the mantle holders of the mantle of responsibility, that which the foreigners used to do, which was basically keep peace and order among the galaxy so we don't all kill ourselves. But we can't be so sure that their arrogance would allow them to do that. They might just keep us at a low, suffocated level so we don't ever rise to power within the Covenant and are able to overthrow them and then become the mantle holders. Movies like Independence Day, War of the Worlds, two films I really do love, and District 9, maybe just reversed, and other countless alien invasion films set in the modern era have convinced us that maybe there might actually be a chance against this sort of alien invasion threat, one that might even want to adopt us into their ranks. Sadly though, maybe that's just Hollywood giving us false hope. Realistically, could an alien invasion happen at any moment? Maybe, maybe not. Depends on what you believe about the cosmos and what lives out there. But certainly if this was to happen, without a doubt, I think we could get a couple good hits in there, even if we were to go extinct right after. And I think humanity could do that at the very least. So I'm pretty sure that the world leaders at first, a lot of the generals would agree that we should fight back against the Covenant. And obviously that will probably end with a couple nuclear bombs being sent to their cruisers, and we might get some damage done. As far as the national states go, I think what would happen is that the world leaders would talk together, they would try to come up with a plan as to what would happen, and they would try to make first contact, and that probably wouldn't go well. Some humans would probably die, and then they would declare war on the Covenant. And being arrogant to the full might of the Covenant, I think the United States, as well as Russia and China and a couple other countries, would fire nuclear weapons towards the Covenant cruisers, and they would find out that it doesn't do a whole lot of damage. The Covenant would be undoubtedly irritated, and they would retaliate by destroying probably several big cities. And after that, it would be basically Japan with Hiroshima, and they would immediately surrender, knowing that they are way out of the Covenant's leagues and that it is futile fighting them. How much the Covenant actually likes us or hates us depends on how much we resist, right? And knowing humanity, there's going to be some resistance. There's going to be some nuclear bombs sent their way, and how many we send will probably dictate how much they question, is humanity even worth joining our ranks? I think their conclusion will be yes. We will have to fight through the resistance, we will have to do what we can, but we will draft as many humans as we can because there is a lot of potential in this race. And considering our tech and considering the nature of humans, I think they will discover that yes, we are very worthy and potentially even as worthy as the Sinkhili. So this video has been complete speculation based on something that is so bizarre that we don't talk about enough, but what do you guys think about this? I want to hear your thoughts, I want to hear your feelings. Would you grab a gun? Would you shoot some elites and grunts in real life? Would you go to a military base and get a tank and fire on a cruiser? Let me know what you would do, what your plan of action would be to survive a Covenant invasion right now, today. What would you do? I want to hear it so badly. Let me know down in the comment section below. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I just wanted to say thank you so much for the participation in the Astro A50 wireless headset. You guys had a lot of fun, a lot of eagerness, a lot of excitement to see who actually won that thing, and I know like 99.9% of you guys obviously couldn't win. I wish I could give every single one of you guys a brand new headset, but obviously I am not rich. So anyways guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate your time. I appreciate it so much, you don't even freaking know. And I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Peace.